Hi, my name is Victor Norman. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I play the steel drums in the Boston College Screaming Eagles marching band. And this is ShowTime.
This week on ShowTime, we welcome college and professional football icon Doug Flutie, celebrate Appalachian Spring with our Golden Eagles, reimagine the famous Miracle in Miami, listen to the harmonious sounds of heaven, and introduce our newest band member from a galaxy far, far away. All that and more on ShowTime.
Welcome, I'm Matthew McCoy.
And I'm Michael Pelosi.
And we're delighted to have you join us for a very special episode of ShowTime, the weekly variety show presented by the Boston College Marching Band. Today is full of miracles of all kinds, ranging from our special guest of Doug Flutie to the miracle in Miami to a miracle not in Miami, more on that later, a trombonist hitting the perfect note, and a chance meeting that we will never forget. But first, we're going to be inspired by the 2000 and 2010 halftime show performances of Appalachian Spring, and our wonderful Golden Eagles have reimagined this ballet piece with a modern twist to mark another 10 years of their fantastic dance team.
Please welcome our Golden Eagles in Appalachian Spring Revisioned. Matt, I think that piece really shows the versatility of the dance team. I mean, I'm so used to seeing them on the football field with the golden palms, but they can do so much more.
That's right, Michael, and we really highlighted this a few weeks ago in our dance episode, which just shows how diverse our dance team is. And for those of you following our social media accounts, the band has just released a 2-minute video of our collaboration with the hip-hop dance group on campus, Air-OK. Check out the BCMB Instagram and Facebook, as well as BC Twitter, for this amazing collaboration in Chestnut Hill's Waterworks Museum.
Is there anything they can't do?
Well, Michael, I'm sure they could probably do anything they put their minds to, but throwing a 48-yard pass downfield into the end zone to win against the Miami Hurricanes is probably something that only our special guest of the week can do.
Our guest today needs no introduction, but we're still going to give him one. Doug Flutie is an icon in college and professional football. As an undergraduate at Boston College, he became the first major college football player to pass over 10,000 career yards on his way to becoming an All-American and winning the Heisman Trophy in 1984. Upon graduation, he played football for the Chicago Bears, San Diego Chargers, and New England Patriots, in addition to winning 6 Most Outstanding Player recognitions and 3 Grey Cup championships in the Canadian Football League.
And in 1998, Doug and his wife Lori established the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation for Autism, which distributes more than $15 million to schools and organizations that provide critical services and support to those people affected by autism. Doug Flutie, it's a tremendous honor and such a pleasure to talk with you today. Thank you for coming to our show.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Love connecting with the BC guys.
So, your story is so well known to so many people. In addition to your success on the gridiron, you are a husband, a father, a philanthropist, a national sports analyst, a dancer with the stars, and so much more. What do you think is your greatest achievement to date?
I think what it's going to wind up being is our greatest achievement is going to be the foundation. I mean, you know, I'm a jock. I love athletics. I love sports. I play pickup ball. I do hockey, basketball, baseball, you name it, right? And I still go in that mode and had my success on the field. I thought I played a long, long time, and it was I played 21 years of professional football. Mm-hmm. But we've already matched that with the foundation. We've been running the foundation now for 22 years, and that will be something that'll be a part of our lives the rest of our lives. And I really feel like we're making a difference. And I think the number one thing we did, we were the first real foundation that got out there publicly and got the ball rolling for autism. Autism Speak since has raised millions and millions of dollars, as well as a few others. But I think we brought some recognition to it, which ignited a bunch of other foundations to get going. And that in the long haul, when I look back, it'll be the difference we made in the world of autism.
Absolutely. And it's really about making something more than an everlasting legacy, which of course you made here at BC, and going on and creating such a fantastic foundation, which has provided so many needed resources and support to people affected by autism. And so just going off of what you said, what else would you like people to know about your foundation in particular, and kind of what support do you provide for people affected by autism in the communities that you serve?
Well, we first thought, when we started it, we thought it was just going to be a little local thing in New England, you know, the Boston area, and start something in Dougie's name. But it timed up with me playing with Buffalo and becoming the starter. Flutie Flakes were coming out, and it kind of exploded. And, you know, all of a sudden, we were, you know, had a much bigger platform than I originally anticipated. And we started out giving money towards research as well, but what we primarily focus, we stopped doing that because we felt like we weren't making a big difference there. We weren't bringing enough money to really make a difference on the research end. So what we do is provide services for families. We start up camps, we start up schools, we supply families in need with, whether it's even toys or computers or touchscreen stuff for the kid, whatever is necessary. And it's really, you know, the funny part of it for me is that we did it in Dougie's name as a legacy for Dougie. And, you know, I was kind of the face of the foundation and all that. And we have some people with us that work hard on the fundraising end. But I started going around to some sites that we helped start up. And all of a sudden you see hands-on the difference you're making in these kids' lives or the families' lives, and the letters you get from some of the parents because you're taking such a burden off them. That's the rewarding end of all that. It just really, you know, the first handful of years, I really didn't see that part of it hands-on. I was just, look, I'll be there, I'll show up, I'll do it. And now it's really a hands-on thing that we really care about, that I care about even more than when we started it.
Right, and just a quick plug for you, if people watching and listening want to help out with your foundation and help support those affected by autism, where can they go?
We're always looking for volunteers or people to help out. You know, it's not always, you know, people don't have deep pockets all the time, so it's not always about, you know, sending a check, but being a part of it, helping out. And, you know, all the events to me, it's funny too, because if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. That was kind of my motto. When I retired from football, if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. We had a road race, we had a basketball tournament, golf tournament, a bowling tournament. Now I've given in and we actually have a gala. But even that, you know, we bring in, actually, every year for our gala. I have a band. My brother and I have had a band for 35 years. I play drums, he plays guitar. And we usually set up at our own events, and our band starts it, but I invite a bunch of local Boston musicians to come down. I mean, I've had the guys from the band Boston playing. I've had guys from the band Aerosmith, you name it, Jay Giles, all Boston. This is well before your time, but you recognize the names. But, local guys, you never know who's going to show up, and that's the fun part of it for me.
That sounds so cool. Just all those bands and everything. Just to comment on that, we have the campus school here on campus, and we have like great volunteers from the band going and volunteering there, and just being able to make someone's day like that, it's just such a gift.
When I was a kid, when I was young, I felt uneasy around special needs children and kids. I didn't know how to interact. It was, so you sort of shy away. And then you realize they're just kids, they want to interact. They get excited about the smallest thing is a big deal. And they have, and it's really rewarding. You don't realize, I didn't realize at a younger age, especially when you're going through your career. When you go through your football career, you got the blinders on and you're so laser focused. And at some point you become very secure with your job and what you're doing, and you open yourselves up. When you guys first get out of school and you're fighting to get a job and you're fighting to make ends meet, and it's hard to do that other stuff. But as you get on in life and you become more secure about things, that's when you'll probably find yourself getting into more organizations or in a situation to help others.
You kind of mentioned it before, and it'd be great if you could expand on it, because we know you play the drums. So what we'd like to know is, what role has music played in your life, and what would you say to young students who think that you have to choose between, just doing sports or just doing music?
It is true that if you want to be great at something, you've got to spend a lot of time on it and be all in. You really do. As a little kid, my father had a dance band. I remember being like little 3-4-year-old kid falling asleep at night on the steps. They go upstairs to the bedrooms while my dad's dance band rehearsed in the living room. And he always wanted us to be musicians and get into, start whatever it was, whether it's he was a piano player, so I always fooled around on either a keyboard or piano as a kid. And it can be a part of your life, even, one way or the other. I did it as a side thing for fun. I don't consider myself a great drummer by any stretch of the imagination, but I have more fun. I've had opportunities to sit in and play with, some of the guys from Aerosmith. I played with Leonard Skinner live on stage. I've played with Bon Jovi. I've played with, oh God, you name it. Marshall Tucker. These are still some bands before your time, but all the guys from Boston, all the guys. My retirement party, the band Boston played a retirement party for me at Symphony Hall in Boston, and I got up and played the drums at the end of the night. We played Smoking, and it's just, the thing I say about that is, you don't get beat up and you never lose. You can have a bad night playing. People don't know. They don't care. It just sounds great. So I love it. It's fun. Everybody should dabble. Give it a shot anyway. I always wanted to really learn to play the piano, and I just was terrible at it. I tried so hard. I could throw some chords together. Then my wife bought me a piano on my 30th birthday. I have a baby grand. It's in the other room. And then finally, on my 50th birthday, I put it in a player piano mode. I couldn't get it done.
And rumor has it you have actually played with the marching band a couple of times, I hear?
Yeah, I jumped in at the basketball games when I've gone to basketball games.
Yeah.
And, word had gotten out that I play a little. So, I've come over. It's so much fun. And to be able to do that, to be able to jump in and interact with the kids, it's a blast. I'm telling you, I'm a 10-year-old at heart. I just I'm still looking for the next game, I just came in out of the ocean. I was surfing before we came on. That's not why I was late. I was late because I'm too old to figure out the darn Zoom. But, that's me. I'm always looking for the next activity.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And if you don't mind me asking, what's up on the docket for Doug Flutie? What do you have coming next?
I'm still with NBC. I'm going to do a couple of small things. I've been in the last I've been with NBC for 12 years. In the last handful of years, I've been doing the color for all the Notre Dame games. They've moved me off that. I'm going back into studio, and I'm going to do studio for a few games. I've reconnected a little bit with the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to start doing some stuff for the Bills, whether it's not just yet because of COVID, but maybe for their home games. Off of that, I do my commercial shoots. I do that type of stuff and have my speaking engagements. That's how I earn a living still. But for me, I surf every morning. I play adult league baseball. I started and off the hockey Instagram, the hockey team posted a picture of a charity event they did. And I sent a little note in on them that I put the pads on for the first time in 20 years and jumped back in goal in a men's league this past week. And it felt foreign. Trust me, it felt foreign. It was bad, but it's so much fun. I'm just a jock.
Well, yeah, and you're also doing your podcast, the QB Corner. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Matt Schaub and I started doing this podcast together. We've been doing it for about 10 weeks now. Matt's a backup quarterback right now for the Falcons behind Matt Ryan. And he's bounced around in the NFL a little bit. He's 38 years old, and he and I get along great. We had Herschel Walker on this week, and we've had some great guests. So that's fun because I can be me. Like when I'm with NBC, I got to be real formal, and you've got these little windows of time, and it's exact and bang, bang, bang. On a podcast, I get to show my personality, or just be me, joke around, have fun. And I really have enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, you guys sound like you have fun poking at each other a little bit.
I can't help it. I can't stay serious. I can't stay serious for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like you cover something, we're talking about something serious, whether we're talking about draft, we're talking about players, I gotta cut the tension after a little while. It's ADD boy kicking in, and that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So last question for you, if you have time. We just want to know what your favorite memory from BC was.
Oh gosh, there's so many. I first of all, I absolutely loved my time at BC, and football was a big part of it. During football season, I was very serious, and I was during the whole year, you're locked in. So what ends up happening is my favorite memories were the basketball games on campus. Roberts Center was across the street from where Alumni Stadium is right now on Beacon. And it was a small gym that held like 3,000 people, and it was packed, and people would sneak in, and we would have 5,000 people packed into it felt like a big arena because there were so many people all over. And this is when Pat Ewing, Chris Mullins,
right?
The Big East was the Big East then, and all these guys went NBA. We were a top 20 team every year. We made the Elite Eight. We made the Sweet 16 3 out of the 4 years. Those were my favorite memories. Were walking across campus with your buddies, especially like freshman year from upper campus, walking down with your boys, go to the game, hang out after, walk back. And I say this, there used to be a sub shop in the bottom of Roncalli in the corner that was run by the students. So on the way back to upper campus, you'd stop at the sub shop there. And that was kind of a little hangout too for late night going up. Some of the best memories were after football practice. We had regular dining. We didn't have a training table. So I was in McElroy most of the time going in to grab dinner. And you'd have a group of maybe 10, 15 guys from the football team. And you would sit there at dinner, and I'm sure this is still very familiar to a lot of you guys. Once you go back, you're going to start on either homework or things are going to get serious. You got to do something. You're studying for a test, whatever it is. So you extend dinner. You sit there for 2.5 hours.
Yep.
And those were the best time. You're hanging out with your buddies. Those times seemed so much fun. All the laughs, the banter back and forth. You wind up going back and forth because McElroy, I don't know if it still is, was a buffet. So over 2.5 hours, we're getting up and going back. So it was just, those are the things that I really remember. My senior year, we were in the mods.
Nice.
each year had its own memories, but I remember the home basketball games and those times just hanging out with your buddies at Mackerel.
Awesome. Well, it's going to be great, and hopefully we'll catch you on campus again sometime soon. But we just want to extend again our thanks and our gratitude for you coming on the show with us and being one of the first guests to actually come on the show. Is really great. And yeah, just thank you again for making this show possible.
Well, it's my pleasure. I enjoy it. I still love being around campus. Campus is it's like a big warm hug for me anytime I'm around. You know, I love going, and I can't wait till we're all going back to the football games and tailgating and hanging out. And, you know, I usually make a few games a year, and now my schedule's starting to open up, so hopefully I'll be around even more. It's kind of funny too. Well, now we can still do that. When I'm on campus or I take a walk around campus, I feel like I'm pretty inconspicuous. I went into the bookstore one day and walked back down to Lower, and I walked in the football office. I'm talking to a buddy, and I'm like, you know, nobody even stopped and said hi. I'm like, they didn't even know I was here. I was like, no, you didn't check Instagram. You didn't check the Facebook pages. No, they saw you. So that's cool to it's still recognizable around campus.
I could just imagine you going to the bookstore and ordering one of your jerseys and then not even knowing it was you.
I go in the bookstore. I got to pick up hoop shorts and T-shirts and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So, when I'm on campus, I try to pop in the bookstore. We usually, when we're tailgating, Gerard Phelan, who called the Hail Mary, Gerard and I are still really close friends. Gerard always sets his tailgate up between, on Campanella Way, between the parking garage and Hillsides. There's a little window space there that he's always set up, and that's where we're always hanging out, kind of almost not quite in front of the theater, but across from the theater.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming on.
My pleasure, guys.
Thank you so much. It's really
Wish
an
you all the
honor.
best.
Thank you so much to Doug Flutie for taking time out of your busy day to sit down with us and talk about your story. It's really inspiring to all of us young Eagles, and we really look forward to jamming out with you sometime soon, hopefully next season.
Now, our BCMB members, Catherine and Elizabeth, have given Doug Flutie a run for their money. Last night, they went on a little bit of an adventure, pulling a miracle of their own in their pajamas.
Fake to Bailey. Going deep for a receiver and Zay Flowers, and he has him. 30, 20, no one will catch him. BC strikes early in the second half.
Wow, I wonder what it would be like to be in that situation.
Well, you know, if I wasn't in the band, I think I'd be a football player.
Field goal attempts. The last one. It's like a different planet he's on. Let's see if he can make a big play here. Dracovic under pressure, and he loses the football. Took the ball away. What an unbelievable play. What a play by Weaver.
What are y'all doing down there?
What just happened?
I have no idea.
Miracle Miami dreams have those all the time.
Wow, that was just so beautiful.
That was pretty good, huh? A Hail Mary pass is one thing, but a Hail Mary note? Well, that's another.
What do you mean a Hail Mary note, Michael?
Matt, you've never heard of a Hail Mary note. It's a note that is played so in tune that it transcends human comprehension. Some say it's almost like a glimpse of heaven.
Hi everyone, welcome to the concert. Welcome to heaven. Thanks everyone.
That was just so beautiful.
I haven't cried like this in like a really long time.
What do you mean, Michael? I saw you crying.
No.
Just on
Matt,
Halloween.
Matt, we're not gonna talk about that. Okay.
All right. Okay, fine. I think we have something or someone here that might be able to ease your pain, cheer you up a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Let's just say our special guest is dropping in to join the band this past week.
Hey, we got a new band registration last night.
That's cool. Musician or dancer?
I'm not really sure. Actually, the whole application's a little strange.
How so?
Height, 18 inches, ear size, extra large. I don't think we have a uniform that small. And why would anyone indicate ear size on a band application?
Maybe he's a really good listener.
I'm worried about the new guy. He seems really into bands, but his marching fundamentals don't seem to be getting any better, and he keeps missing step-offs.
Yeah, but I've never seen anyone so dedicated. He was out alone in the field last night and just stood there at attention the entire time.
Wow. Maybe he just needs a little help. I think I'll try to give him some advice or some tips.
That's a good thought, although it might be more difficult than you think. Every time I try to talk to him, he just stares back with those big brown eyes, and all I can do is say, keep up the great work.
Wow. Matt, that made me feel so much better. And suffice to say, Baby Yoda was a lot cuter than our last guest, who came from a galaxy far, far away.
He sure is, Michael, and at least he doesn't choke you out like our other friend over there. But we'd now like to take a moment to get a little more serious and recognize another one of our seniors, Elizabeth Carcieri.
Elizabeth is a nursing major from Warwick, Rhode Island. Aside from band, Elizabeth is part of the Italian Club and is leader for the first year nursing seminar.
This is her 4th year in the band, and she's a section leader in our woodwind section.
Let's hear a few words from our beloved member, Elizabeth.
Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Carcieri, and I am a senior piccolo player in the Boston College Marching Band. Before coming to BC, I had never marched before in a marching band, nor had I played the piccolo, and the woodwinds became so supportive of me and became my second family, continuing to support me, and I am so grateful for them. I've met some of my closest friends who I'll cherish forever, and have some of the best memories through this organization, from the Pinstripe Bowl in New York City at Yankee Stadium, from the Dallas Bowl in Texas on Christmas, to it even snowing during a rehearsal. Game days have always been my favorite, but I will never forget my first game, where I pranced on for pregame and played Mary Poppins, one of my favorite halftime shows that we did. The pride and joy that I felt of being a BC band member, with people in the stands cheering us on, is something that I can't even put into words. During that moment, I knew that I was home and where I was supposed to be, and I knew I had to do this and continue through the rest of my college career. The people that I've met through the band and being part of something that I can't even put into words is just unbelievable. Thank you, BCMB, for giving that to me, and I'll miss you so much, and I'll be sure to cheer you on next year.
And that is all for our Heisman episode of Showtime. As always, thank you to all of the members of the BCMB who made this episode possible, including our audio and video teams, writing committees, set designers, marketing and graphics teams, and everyone else helping us along the way. Special thanks to Doug Flutie for setting aside some time for a great interview, the dance team for another amazing feature, the trombones for a very heavenly performance, Baby Yoda for being the spirit with us, and Elizabeth Carcieri for being our senior spotlight. And of course, thank you to our viewers for watching our Heisman episode of Showtime.
And be sure to tune in on November 28th. We're going to be giving thanks to some of our BCMB alumni and take you through some of the most exciting moments the band has had in the last few years. And we're going to also be taking you back to some of our parades throughout the years, including the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and, of course, the 2013 Presidential Inauguration Parade.
Please remember to follow us at BC Marching Band for updates, content, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a single episode of Showtime. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. And remember, go Eagles.